welcome back to my channel. I'm Selena and you are watching So Small. I know I've been a bit AWOL lately, but you know, Christmas is over, birthdays are done and we're in 2021. And my video today is having just a little look back at the end of 2020 and my plans for 2021. So towards the end of the last year, got busy. As I said, birthdays and Christmases. I did some Christmas sewing this year. I made a Christmas advent calendar for myself. I did some Christmas sewing for my table, so I made a table runner and 6 napkins out of a gorgeous metre of cotton I picked up from First for Fabrics. And I made a Christmas present. This Christmas present was for my mother-in-law, and I made her a coat. Now this was the first time I'd ever actually made a coat. And then this part of me is a bit sad that I've not been able to keep this product for myself. I am really pleased with the outcome. I've got pictures that I'll put here of it pre-gifting for Christmas. I used the Tilly and the Buttons Eden coat pattern, and I used the long version, and I created the duffel coat. All the fabrics and the makings came from Minerva.com. For us at the time, it was just easier to grab everything, and I liked that everything was in one place. I could get the zip, the duffel, the coke fabric, the lining fabric, the toggles, the thread. Everything I needed was in one place, and it came in one package, and the interfacing, and I took my time, and it did take me a while. I'd watched a few I'd read a few blog posts, I'd watched a few vlogs in relation to making up the Eden, so I knew I needed to take my time and not let it get the better of me. So that was Christmas making. That's what took my time up, as well as just having time with family and making the most of the situation we've all been in lately. With Christmas did also come a few Christmas gifts. I was able to pick up this. I was gifted a magnetic pin holder that I've found invaluable since starting my January sewing. I had a needle minder, which I've done a few bits with so far, and just knowing my needles are secure has been really useful. And I got a few patterns, so I thought I'd just go through you with the patterns that I've managed to collect in the last few months. I've spoken before about my new extensive fabric stash, so suddenly now with a new found wealth of fabrics, I wanted to branch out on my patterns and to give me something I really wanted to use and utilise these fabrics I've got. So first pattern I got for Christmas was the Kilo wrap dress. I'm really excited to make this. I know exactly which fabric I want. I knew I wanted this pattern before I'd even had this pattern, and I knew the fabric I was going to make it out of. So this was a PDF given to me by my mum, and this is the dress and the jumpsuit pattern, and I'm just going to do the dress version. So that was pattern number 1. Second pattern, also given to me by my mum, was the Nina Lee Southbank sweater. Again, I have a fabric washed, and I think this is probably going to be an early sew for me, probably not long after this video, just because being winter, thicker fabrics, cozy, staying at home, that I thought for me perfect. And thick jumper dresses for a cold person, always going to be a winner. So my brother and a sister-in-law also got me a few patterns. First one they gifted me was the Friday Pattern Company Westcliff dress. I'm quite excited for this one, something a bit different for me. It's a jersey maxi dress that I would like to do in the maxi length. I'm feeling this could be a good spring into summer outfit. So we'll see how that one goes. And they also gifted me the Jenny overalls, and I'm really excited. I'm into pinafores, I'm into overalls, I'm into the layering aspect of garments, so I'm feeling this one here. My next batch of patterns are some Tilly and the Buttons patterns. This one was a gift for my birthday towards the end of November. It's the Lotta dress. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I have used this pattern and I have made up my Christmas dress, my Christmas Day dress. I did a jersey version in an art gallery fabric jersey that I managed to get out of my stash. So really pleased with that, really comfy, really cosy, and it's just been really comfortable to wear since. And one of the other gifted patterns, this was Christmas. I was gifted the indigo. I know it's been around a while, but I think this last year I've seen a lot more styles and variations of it that actually I really wanted it, so I'm really excited to use this one. We have the Billy. This was a late release towards the end of last year. I've picked it up and I have already used this pattern. I've created a jumper dress, and I had a tip from a lady called Angela. She is Devon Threadtails on YouTube and Instagram, and she amalgamated the two types of sleeves you get with this pattern. There's the bell sleeves and then there's normal sleeves. So we've both used the normal sleeve head to eliminate any puffiness in the shoulders, but then we've both used the big balloon sleeve hem at the cuff to create the big bubble sleeve, and I love that outfit. It's so comfy, it's so cozy to wear, which is also inspiration of why I want to get started quickly on the Nina Lee dress. These two patterns I picked up recently in a D-stash. They're old Tilly patterns, but I've just been excited just to try myself something a little bit more difficult. This is the nest skirt with the fly. I've never made a garment with fly, so I'm intrigued to start that, and I quite like to wear a skirt any time of the year, normally with tights. It's me, I'm cold. And then the other one, another oldie from Tilly, but just a simple jersey dress. Lots of options there. Other patterns I managed to pick up a few in Black Friday sales. I picked up the Sew Over It Georgie. I'll put photos of these patterns in. I've had my eye on that one for a while. I know I've got a bit of fabric in there that will make a really nice, lovely Georgie, and I'm hearing lots of good talk about how comfortable that is as a pattern. I also picked up the Sew Over It Heather dress, similar to the Tilly and the Buttons Zadie, and a bit quite similar to the Tilly and the Buttons Billy. I'd say like a mashup of the two, and that'll be another nice long sleeve jersey dress with pockets. I'm all for comfort at home, and I'm thinking if I've got cozy comfort jersey dresses, I'll be more inclined to wear them and get out of my joggers. I also picked up a Sew Over It ebook. They have 3 ebooks: the City Break, the Work to Weekend, and their recent ebook they brought out in the summer of last year, which was Summer Dreaming. I picked up the Work to Weekend ebook back in last summer, and with the Black Friday discount this time I picked up the City Break. In particular, I wanted this book because of its 5 patterns. There were 3 I was really intrigued to try. They've got the Mia jeans, because I really want to try my hand at jeans. Again, hopefully maybe try the nest skirt to practice the fly and get jeans fitting. There's a really nice jersey top, which is the Molly top with drop sleeve, short sleeve, long sleeve options. And they have a light Lola coat, which I think I've got a nice softy fabric that might be a nice spring coat for a good transitioning garment. So those are the 3 patterns I want. It also comes with the Erin skirt and an Alex shirt dress. So you buy 1 ebook and get 5 patterns as part of the collection. So 2 more patterns I managed to pick up in Black Friday. One were the first of the last 2 was another Tilly and the Buttons, and I picked up the Mila Dungarees. As I've said, I'm feeling the pinafore, the dungaree vibe. I'm all for layering. For example, this top I'm wearing is a Tilly and the Buttons sprayer with a cowl neck that I've made in particular to go underneath the Cleo dresses or any other pinafore dresses I've already made. So that's why I'm feeling the Mila. And then the last pattern I picked up was the By Hand London Anna dress. This can be done in short or maxi, and I would really like to make the maxi dress version. Got really nice fabric that I think will be really comfortable in a nice spring summer maxi dress. So those were all of my patterns, and I feel that I've managed to take my little indie pattern stash and increase it quite substantially over the last few months. Last sewing related Christmas presents I got this year was two bits of fabric. These fabrics are both Lisa Comfort fabrics. I asked my mum if she wanted Christmas ideas, and when I saw these come on sale, I was like, "Mum, grab these; they'll be perfect for Christmas." These are both from Sew Over It, and they are the Lisa Comfort fabrics she designed. These all went in sale about September, and I had my eye on them for ages, but they kind of came down in price. This was last chance saloon. We're not selling them anymore, so I got my mum to grab me a couple. So I've shown you before that I picked up, this is the crepe, their wildflower crepe, and I've shown you before that I myself bought the black colourway. So then this is the maroony colourway, the burgundy, and I'm feeling this as an indigo. So this will go really nicely with Christmas present. I've already another Christmas present. And the last one was the elderflower in this nice purple. It's already been pre-washed and then folded back into my stash, which is why it's a bit wrinkly. I'm all for pre-washing when I get a fabric in now, just because then I know I can grab a fabric and I can use it straight away. So this is the lilac colourway of the elderflower, and I'm still open for options, whether or not I go for a skirt or a top, skirt and top. I believe there's 2 meters of this, could even be 3. So I've got room to play. So those were my Christmas gifts. So that was my kind of roundup towards the end of 2020, what I was making, what I was getting up to. So in terms of 2021, I this year for the first time have taken part in the Make 9 challenge. The Make 9 challenge is on Instagram, and it's a casual, gentle challenge for sewers, to give them something to aim for, to try and gently motivate their crafting in 2021. So the plan is you choose 9 and you create a grid. Now I say you make 9, I've chosen 9 patterns. I've seen examples where they are 9 projects, they are 9 fabrics, they might be, I think Joy from the Pink Code Club last year did 9 repairs or unfinished projects from her stash that she wanted to complete. So it's you choose your challenge and you see how far you get. It's a no biggie if at the end of the year you've done 1, 2 or all 9 of your challenges. It's just something to give you a bit of momentum, something to aim for. So I have chosen my Make 9. Number 1 on my Make 9 is the By Hand London Anna dress. So pattern I picked up in November, and I would like to make my maxi dress version that I've already got in my head, is one of my Make 9. So we'll start with that. Number 2 on my Make 9 is to make up the Friday Pattern Company Westcliff dress that I've already shown you. I will put all of these patterns in shot as well, just so you can see. I've not made a Friday Pattern Company outfit before, dress pattern, so I'll be intrigued to see how the pattern works, and then how the finished garment looks on myself. Pattern 3 for my Make 9 is the Sew Over It London 1960s coat. This pattern came out in October, and I've loved this pattern for a while. I watched a lot of Lisa Comfort's old YouTube videos last year, early in the first lockdown, and I'd seen it in the background. She'd mentioned it some years ago, and I knew that it was a style that I was going to like. It's a style I've seen before, and I knew I always wanted to make a coat like that. And I did ask in one of her tea time chats if they had any intentions to bring out the 1960s coat, and her reply was, "Ooh, just wait and see. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised soon." And in October, they released the 1960s coat as their printed pattern for 2020. So we've picked that one up. I bought the PDF version, so I've got that, and I've got a nice blue and white fabric. I'm still internally debating with myself whether or not I want to make the short version or the long version. I think I've got enough fabric for either or, so I'm still internally debating. So whether or not I get that done for this side of the winter, or whether or not I work on it as an summer into autumn project, I haven't decided. We'll see how the year goes. While I've started with Sew Over It, I will continue with the other Sew Over It patterns on my Make 9. So my next pattern is the Sew Over It Mia jeans. As I've just said, I would like to tackle jeans this year. I've chosen the Sew Over It pattern because I know the sizing and the style and generally the fit of the garment is really good for my measurements, and I've not had to make many adjustments on any patterns from there so far. So I'm hoping I'll have a successful run of Mia jeans, and hopefully I'll be sat here in a year's time saying, yes, I've made a new pair of jeans. I might try the Nest skirt first in order to get my head around a fly opening before I tackle it in a pair of jeans. Another Sew Over It pattern on my Make 9 is the Sew Over It Georgie dress. Again, I said I've picked that one up towards the end of 2020, and I just like to make it as a nice, comfortable, relaxing jersey dress, easy to be around the home in, but still smart and comfortable to go out. And I think it would be a good one with tights and a cardigan in the winter, spring, or on its own in the summer. So I thought it could be a good all-round dress. Sixth pattern, I think I'm on number 6 now. So number 6 on my Make 9 is the Jenny overalls. I have a black needle cord fabric in my stash that I've got earmarked for a pair of Jenny overalls. I feel that being a plain but base colour allows me to play around with the colourful underlayers, as well as I think it would be a good fabric to hold the structure for the construction of the Jennies. So we're down to the last 3 on my Make 9, and number 7 is the Kilo wrap dress. It's a pattern I've liked a lot over 2020, so I'm really pleased to say I've now got it, and I'd really like to try it as kind of a different construction style, different garment style for me. So that's why I've put on the Kilo wrap dress for number 7. Number 8 is the last one for myself. Kind of in the spirit of the Mia jeans, my 8th pattern is a trouser pattern. I have 2 options. On my infographic on Instagram, I used the 4-in-1 trouser pattern from Thread Count that came with a Love Sewing magazine. The other option I've got is to maybe use the Rebecca Page trouser pattern that I managed to get last year with her sort of subscription deal. So I like a paper bag style trouser. I kind of want it to be all the way round, a full paper bag waist. So I've got the options of those 2 patterns. I don't think I've got a fabric in my stash right now that will work for either of those, so it might be a project I do towards the end of the year once I work out what sort of fabric. But I would like to kind of perfect more trousers. I make a lot of dresses, I make a lot of tops, I've made a few skirts, but trousers seem to be an area in my sewing that I don't really get a lot out of. So that's why I've added on my Make 9 to challenge myself into making myself a pair of trousers. So my last pattern on my Make 9 isn't actually for myself. The last pattern is Poppy and Jazz, which is the children's section from Sew Over It, and it's their pomegranate pyjamas. So these are pyjamas for my daughter. It's a bit more of a complex construction compared to the other children's clothes I've made for her. I make for her quite a few clothes. I've done sweatshirts, I've done dresses. I did the Honeydew hoodie, which is another Poppy and Jazz pattern, which was a really nice sort of coaty pattern. But I feel this being a 2-part pattern with a collar and buttonholes for matching down the front is even something I've not done in terms of adult clothes, let alone trying it in a small size for children's clothes. So my last pattern for my Make 9 is pomegranate pyjamas, to also expand my sewing abilities and the knowledge and skills I'm gaining into children's clothes a bit further. So those are my Make 9. Now I'm not limiting myself to only making those 9 garments this year. They are garments that I knew I have all the patterns for. So I knew I wasn't then going to have to worry about getting any patterns this year. B, for most of them, I know I've got a fabric in my stash, so I'm not trying to source a whole project in order to create my Make 9. I've made my Make 9 accessible for myself in my current position. But I know that I will also do other stuff. I know new patterns come out. I know that I might find another fabric in my stash that I really want to work with that doesn't work with one of my Make 9s. So I will make a pattern I've already got. I'll remake patterns. I know patterns I've made already. I'd like to make other variations, maybe the jumper if it's a jumper dress, or bottoms if I've made a skirt. So I've got lots of options, and depends what happens with my time, which kind of leads into one of the other plans for my 2021 is to sew through my stash. I now have a wide range of fabrics in terms of fabric types, meterage, lengths, colours, that I would like to sew up. So I don't plan on buying any fabric if I can for a while. If there's a garment I want to make up and I find that I don't have the fabric in my stash, I don't have any of that sort, and there's nothing I can do, then I may allow myself to buy some more fabric. I don't think there's any sewer out there who will happily ever say they can put themselves on a full fabric ban. There's always a get out clause or a very good sale. So that's my sewing. The other thing I want to get better at and crack on with this year is more sewing vlogs, talking to you, and I've also been reinstating my sewing blog. I started my sewing blog over 6 years ago, and I think it lasted 6 months, and then I just got caught up in the world of work. I started it very early on in my teacher training program, and if any of you have ever been a teacher or know how hard it can be, it can just overtake. So I did lose out on time to do some of the extra stuff, which was my sewing, which since leaving the teaching profession last year, allowed me to open myself back up and get into my sewing journey again. So in terms of my vlogs, I was lucky enough to be gifted a new microphone last year, and I got a ring light, so I'm able to create a better environment in which to hopefully take better pictures and create better vlogs. This is my first vlog trying out my new equipment. I've even managed to get my iPad and my computer to talk, so I'm hoping it will all in all be a better quality video using everything I've got. So I'm a bit like a happy school kid right now, playing with my new toys. So hopefully this comes out okay. So that's me. That's a catch up. That's 2021 and what I hope to achieve. I hope to get 2 videos out a month. I hope to have a kind of plans, what I would like to do for the month towards the beginning in the first 2 weeks, and then at the end of the month I would like to do a makes video, keeping you up to date on maybe things I might have picked up or things I have made, and slowly show you how my stash is dwindling and my skills are increasing with every new thing I try. So thank you for listening to me again. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. Tag the notification bell so you know when I post. I'd like to increase some subscribers and get a better following for 2021. So I think this is a good place to aim. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram. I am SewSmall25. I post lots of pictures up there. I'm trialling a challenge this year called Selena's 365 Days of Sewing, where I'm posting something to do with sewing every day. So yeah, thanks very much. I'll see you soon. Bye.